computer.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Tales of the Forgotten Seas. And we have a new background today, a very, very rich background that is depending on the fact that I'm not in my usual recording studios. So we're going to have a few sessions with me like this, but that's not important part. The important part is what my players are up to. And they do a lot. No, they just survived Ocean Day. They had a fight in the middle of the harbor. Well, they were still in their boat. They fought against a giant worm that was trying to defend their offsprings right there at the dock. And thanks to a combined effort of Jarvis and Coco, they were able to tame the creature and send it back to the ocean. After that, they also finally um, released that poor guy that um,
We
they
set him free,
captured.
just like Free Willy. We set him free as well.
Yes, it's free as well in a different way. It's free of his life. But that's a story for another moment. What they did was to actually get a message to um, Senator Julian Graves, and now, if everything is good, technically speaking, no one is chasing them, and they can finally decide to travel back to Archiptos. But before they did that, they wanted to, let's say, investigate a little bit more about a box. And this box is the famous box that Charles Vane gave them. And this box also contains some information that they are trying to unravel, to uncover. Uh, the problem is if they open it, Rock is in a bad spot because the thing is cursed, and they discover that this terrible entity called the Chariot of Shadow, or the Shadow Chariot, yeah, right there, it's going to hunt down Rock and drag him over beyond the veil. But not just dying. He will be lost in the void beyond the veil forever. And there's no turning back from that. Because in the archipelago, souls usually reincarnate if they are still in the cycles. When the chariots take you, they do not. So, not a great things. After discussing what's the best course of action, how to do it, and etc., they find out that if they go in to speak with the Brotherhood of Whispers, one of the three coven of Obolowat that has a residency here in Thesiki, they maybe find a way to change who is going to be struck by the curse. So they went to the tavern and they found there this beautiful darking woman with gray skin, horns, strange sealed mouth, and a ritualistic cut long hair. That was reading tarots right there at the table, almost waiting for them. And we closed the session last time, I wish it was last night, with a message directly in their mind. A message that introduced her. Her name was Hahitha Nerep, and that's where we left off. And that's where we start right now, right in this right moment. So every one of you is there. At the tavern, there is also Coco, Carla, and Hothbot.
But
And Carla will do a step forward. And the first thing she does is raise her hand, showing her palm, bring it closer to her chest, and wait there. The woman on the other side raised the hand in the same fashion, but when she bring it to her chest, she doesn't touch herself. She just over above it. And they stare at each other for a long second after they lift the palm up again and they do a semicircle. And at that point, you guys heard Carla referring to the woman in front of her as brother. And the woman just nod and refer in everyone's mind to her as sister. You think this is a kind of a ritualistic way to between witches to recognize each other. The scene is yours.
Does the woman have does the woman have a ring on?
She does not.
Okay.
She has something. She has a pendant.
Okay.
And the pendant, it looks like a earlobe covered with like a cloth.
Mm-hmm.
And the cloth is chained above the ear.
Mm-hmm.
It's the earlobe. It's kind of symbolic. It's not like it doesn't look like an ear. It's more like a C and S that has that shape.
Mm-hmm. Does it look kind of like how my ring had looked, where it once was covering the ability for the ear to hear and has been uncovered?
In this case, it's half covered.
Is half covered. Okay. Um, and her coven is
The
the Lord of Whispers,
is the Brotherhood of Whispers.
Brotherhood of Whispers. Okay, it was close. Um, um, Jarvis isn't going to try to emulate the same kinds of motions, but is going to raise his hand to show his ring and put his hand over his chest, and just kind of give a little head bow, um, to as a greeting.
The woman looks at you and look at the ring for a second and look at Carla. And you hear because she's speaking with everyone
Yeah.
by now,
Mm-hmm.
not specifically to you. So she will say, "Oh, that's new. Are you an initiate?"
I am. I am a. I am at the beginning of my journey. Yes, my goddess has revealed herself to me.
Your goddess.
Hmm.
Hmm. Care to sit down with me? And she gestured to the tarots in front of her.
Is it for all of us
Mm-hmm.
or just us?
Mhm.
He will pull a chair out for Lady Farachi and for Coco, and then sit off to one side.
Look at Rock before deciding to.
Uh, so Rock will observe the scene. I'm gonna play it close to Lady Verace on this one because she knows. I feel like his streetwise is kicking in right now, and he's like, she's the person that knows the right hand gestures and mannerisms. I'm watching her rather than like taking the front on this. I will. In this kind of situation, Rock would offer drinks or something, like trying to be like, but then he looks at who he has to talk to, and he's like, uh, Lady Verace, what do you think I could offer her as as a gift for coming to talk to us? He's like, normally I would offer, just trying to be polite about it.
No, it's kind of almost seeing you're struggling. The woman just
I'm not being mean. He's like literally just thinking about it. Like, how do
Yeah,
I?
yeah. The thing is, you're thinking about it,
Yeah, yeah. He doesn't.
and
He's not sure if
she,
she could read his thoughts or not.
yeah, and that's the thing. She can because she looked at your smile, and she just put her tarot on the side and said to, you know, when she even if she speak to one of you guys, you all hear it. Um, I appreciate. Don't worry. Any drink will suffice.
Okay, I will look at the Ichthian bartender, who's probably
Mhm.
the big guy with the tentacle there, and I will say whatever her favorite is. I guess, you know.
The man that was cleaning something
Yeah,
like
good.
she
Okay.
just it's like okay, and after a few like a minute or so, he will bring this very tall glass that is almost bubbling, with almost look like champagne.
My body's just thinking about the cause, like the like constitution to drink that. Okay, well, here, here you go. I'll just like offer it to the
She just take it, and
gentleman.
her mouth that, as you might guys remember, was kind of sealed,
Yeah.
almost like
Mhm.
the skin grow all over it. She it just her lips, they are part of her mouth, just split slightly, and she start to drink it.
Okay.
And when she finished, the mouth close again, and there is nothing there.
Huh.
All right. I don't react to that. I just like I said I
No, I'm just
find a
treating it.
spot this
Yep.
oh you can go.
No, 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 no. Go ahead.
I was gonna say find a spot to sit down wherever the easiest
Oh,
spot for me to get to.
yeah, there are some chairs around, so she just gestured, to join her, so you can all go around the table. And she looked at you, Jarvis, and I'm looking at your ring, young young man, and it seems a little bit different from what my sister usually wear. When you say the goddess revealed to you, who goddess you talking about?
Um, well, maybe you know, but I have come into this ring, and he looks at Carla. Honestly,
Mm-hmm.
gives her a little smile. Not very long ago, and have worked very hard to earn its trust and to trust it. And just what has it been now? 2 days
Mm-hmm.
since just 2 days ago, as we um, feared for our lives to uh, the storm, the tempest. I I was drawn to go out onto the ship to protect us, um,
Oh,
to
so you are.
see to see what was happening, and I saw her, and she she did much like this and told me things that I don't understand yet, and I was there for her, and now she is here for me.
The mother of destruction play a very strong role in the archipelago, like the mother of creation and the mother of balance. I wish you to understand those secrets and maybe one day reach beyond. He
I
just
think I think
bowing.
this is I think this is my path.
She just bow in your direction, and she, take our cards and After a few seconds, pick one.
Hmm.
And
So there's a slight pause when you say to pick one, and like his snakes come and they like look down at the card, like listen, like they kind of have like a conversation with themselves. So he goes, "All right." He reaches down and he grabs one.
okay, so you rock pick one
Yeah.
because she asked Jarvis.
Oh, I
But
didn't know. I didn't know. I thought it was for. Oh, I didn't know it was Jarvis. So delete that.
okay, no worries.
I,
They
I,
were
I, I see Rock reaching over to it, and I just grab his hand, and I'm like,
Oh, no, that's funnier. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. You go.
"It's okay,
eager
buddy."
to participate in this.
Um, and how many cards are there?
Oh, there is an entire set of cards. There are 78.
All right. He is going to move his hand over the cards and concentrate on the ring. And when he feels that that moment to stop, he is going to stop his hand, and it is 78. He is going to stop um, about so moving from his left to right, he's going to stop at 24 and pick up number 24.
Okay. And you take out the Ninth of Spectre, also known as the Mind Sentinel. It's a card of the tarot of the Brotherhood of Whispered Tarot deck,
Mm-hmm.
and it represents this woman with a staff, dressed in full plate, with a mask over her face that resembles a skull, but it's just a mask. A long hair, dropping down on the side, and um, there is a crow on her shoulder. The Mind Sentinel, like the name itself, is a card related to a steady mind, someone that has a strong will, and what you are trying to become. So she looked at the card, she smiled, and she said, "Looks like you're on the right path.
Mm.
But
All right.
because you were eager," she looked at you, Rock. "Why don't you pick the next card for him?"
So I look at Jarvis like I was kind of apologetically. He didn't actually mean to reach over him. Like, sorry, I thought she was referring to me about that. He'll go, well, if you insist, I'll just sort of go back towards the card that the snakes were suggesting, like kind of between themselves, the same card, or is it a different one?
Yeah.
Like, because
Yeah.
all right. So I will go back towards the card that I was looking at before, and I'll pick that one up. Do I have to give a specific number, or do I just say I'm
You give
reaching
me a
for the
number
card?
from 1 to 78. That is not 24.
13. And I'll pick that up. And I'll flip it up to look at the card. Oh, that's probably he probably instead of like being very ceremonial, he probably flips it up like someone with like a blackjack card because he's like, he's the face group.
The Mind High, the Four of Fate. There is a magician caster draw on the card, lifting his hand up, and there is this high looking at the viewer of the card. Mm. She goes, "You are in need," and I'm talking for all of you, "to see through, to understand something, to open your eyes. what you are seeking is not just information, are you? She look at the everyone in the group and
No. A level of guidance.
We will need both probably guidance and support. We need
Help.
for what we need to do.
she gestured to you, Miguel. Last card, please.
He takes a moment. He looks at all of the cards. He goes to number. How many cards are there? 78.
Yeah.
He goes to number 77 and he pulls it. And he flips it over. He doesn't see what it is. And then hands it back to her.
Okay. She took the Two of Omens. She looked at the card. Is this Eye of the Seer? There is a spell, a curse. She put down the card. The seer looks things in bad and good, but usually people don't look for good things in cards. They look for solution for bad things. So what bad things you seeking answer upon?
I gesture to Rock.
Well, did I could assume that because this is like kind of his burden, he probably has the box, so he probably like pulls it
Okay.
out from his stuff and goes, "I don't know if we want to talk about this here or you want to go somewhere else." And he'll put like the thing down on the table.
Uh, she she put a finger to her lips, her missing
Yeah, yeah,
lips.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Let's take this somewhere
Puts it back
private.
into his coat.
She collect the card,
Yeah.
shuffle them, put back them in her pocket, and put her hood up. And you have seen um, another witch before, both you, Miguel, and Rock. And her garments were black and crow-like. Hers are bluish and delicate. They with silver tendril that look like almost a spider silk drap over this deep blue navy coat. Um, and she just lead out. You guys follow, I presume, and
Yes.
she will take
Going
a
along.
few steps in the direction of a temple. A temple that, by the depictions or everything and etc., looks like a temple of Caliber, the goddess of balance, a goddess that usually is mostly worshipped in Ingetir, where you guys came from, and Baha also has been worshipped here in Aegeus. And she's just, get closer to the temple. There are those big statues on the side, and she just gently those big steps, statue and steps that goes up and get to the entrance of the temple, and she just sit down under one of the statue gently, delicately, and invite you to sit on the steps with her.
I sit on the steps. I mean, I'm not gonna be rude to our helper. I mean, to the person who's
I
gonna help us.
I take a seat.
Absolutely.
She sat down with you guys, and She looked at you, Miguel, for a second. I know that my appearance, and she gestures towards her mouth, can be a little bit unsettling. This is not something that happened of my choice. It's a residue of the War of the Coins in Calgary. And above the table, you guys know that the War of the Coins, it destroyed the nation of Calgary and let the veil and everything that the horrible came out from it just ran him amok. Calgary was once a great nation that now is a living nightmare. And this is also one of the country where Darkin, like her, are more frequent because Darkin are a cursed breed. And I do the I quote. It's when a mortal being is born with the influence of darkness and evil inside their gene, pretty much, are not really well, and not really, how can I say it, put it mildly, there is not a lot of xenophobia against them, but they are always looked with a little bit of distrust because of their nature, because it's dark by default. But not everyone, of course, think the same. There are, dark in people that are well respected. It was pretty much similar to you, Rock, about your heritage.
Yeah, I was about to say, if the moment they start they start going into that, if they go into that dialogue, Rock would probably have thoughts of like sympathy towards that. It's like he gets the concept of like people judging you based on what you're like, especially he's even weirder than the typical of his race. So
Yeah, especially because most people of your race, like Alvida itself, her snake have one
don't
color,
yeah.
her colors. You are like a
I'm like
rainbow.
a rainbow up there, yeah.
Yeah, and this is, it's definitely different. It's not weird. It's just different. And
It's an interesting thought conversation. It's like
yeah, um, so she revealed this to her, but she just, quickly goes over it, and she just said, "Can I see the box, please?"
I'll hand it to her gently, Here you go.
And at the point between her and Carla, there is a mind conversation that
You don't get to
about
hear, or is it?
no, you guys
Oh,
get
okay.
to hear, and just giving
No, no, I
what
get you.
what you guys are hearing, not without going into every sentence, um, about what is the possible content of the box and the thing that uh, someone signed with your name and your blood. So if you open it, the Chariot of Shadow will shows up, and etc. etc. And she is concerned. You can tell she doesn't say it, but her face frown a little bit. Hmm. This is being cast by another witch, so it's going to be difficult for us to change it because it will upset the balance. However, Rock, if you're willing to come with me and open your mind to us.
Um, he'll look a bit nervous, but he's like, "No, this is my burden, so I don't. I see that that's not a problem."
Hmm. Whatever we are going to do and to perform will be, hmm, I'm going to put it as mildly as possible. It will be life changing.
Okay, when she says that, there's two different thought balloons of life changing that come into Rock's mind. One is like, oh, inspiring, great, it'll improve yourself. The other is like being crippled for life. You know, life changing is one of those words.
Will he be okay?
That's where you guys are coming in. Uh, a ritual of this magnitude need witnesses, need people to help. I will not perform it alone. There was going to be other brothers with me. And yeah, if everything is going all right as we hope, we will need at least 2 people or 3. And every one of you will play a role specifically. One will be the witness. Another one will be the bearer of weight and mind. And one will be the contradiction, instructed to disagree. And the anchor. You're going to be the anchor. So what I'm asking is, Rock,
Mm.
you need to bring chosen people to fit those roles.
So you need one anchor, one person to disagree, and what was the last one? Sorry.
Now, all of them would be the anchor.
Right. Okay.
One will be the witness.
Gotcha.
One will be the weight bearer, and the person that ground you.
Right.
And the other one will be the person that disagree with you.
Okay. All right. Gotcha.
Disagree doesn't mean that they try to hurt you.
No,
They
no, I have an idea. Okay. If he wants to, I'll ask Jarvis to be the one to disagree with me. So I'll be like, it makes the most sense to me. Um, the witness, well, I'll take our performer for the witness because that makes the most sense. And then for the person that'll ground me, and he thinks about it for a little while, and he gets this look on his face, and his eyes pan over to the captain. He's like, and our captain will ground me.
Captain Vida, that
Makes
uh,
it.
yeah, I don't remember right now. Oh, sorry, guys. Been a few weeks if she was coming with you right now, but let's say she does. She just nod and smile, and she said, "It will be my honor. I will do that for you."
Mi- Miguel goes over and gives you a reassuring hand on your shoulder and nods his head.
This is
Rocky,
right.
I will witness.
Okay.
And
Appreciate it.
Jarvis just looks at you and just shakes his head.
Yep, that's why you got picked. Actually, it just looks at you.
And Rock,
Yes.
just so you know, my name isn't Garvis. It's Jarvis.
Oh,
It's been driving me nuts for weeks. I don't know why I didn't say anything to you, but it just adds to the irritation. So I guess it makes sense. And he pats you on the back and he gives you a little bit of a wry smile and just shakes his head like I'm
so
here for it.
I thought Avita would be there because this is something that concerns the boat. This is a dangerous object, so I
No,
figured
no,
that
it's
it
not
was
about.
her and Carl over there, and the shark guy's probably in charge right now, whose name
Mhm.
escapes me always. Um,
Cool.
cool,
Cool.
cool,
Kuhan,
yeah, cool, cool.
Kuhan.
Kuhan is probably taking care of the ship.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So She nods. The group is being chosen. Now, sister, you can witness with us, you can participate to our ritual. Everyone else that is not being invited, please get back to your ship. This is a very private moment, and we will perform it in on a sacred ground. So please, everyone else, follow me. And she stand up.
I'll take the rear and I'll follow.
And you guys are going to see Coco and Hotpoth just leaving, making sure that you guys are right and etc. Reporting back to the ship to tell everyone what's going on and etc. Asking exactly where you guys are going. And the woman said, "We are going to the cave," and she gave a slightly direction of just outside town. And you guys are walking down the streets of the city, heading towards the same area where you guys have seen the olives and other big trees being cultivated. And she's keep walking, same, very, very nice, very quiet, I would say, cadence of steps. And you guys have reached what looks like a depression in the ground. That from suddenly, almost like from the little hills that surround the area, just goes whoop down. And in the middle of it, there is an entrance that almost like someone just scoop up a piece of the ground, and it goes down into a wall, looks like a cave, an open cave. And she just stepped there, and you guys noticed that there are other people around the entrance. They wear all the same kind of clothes. There's four or five of them, and there are different race and feature and etc. There is a couple of men. There is a young woman. There is one that looks like probably a dwarf. One of them has reptilian traits and etc. But the whole things in common is that they wear all those blue long coat with those silver threads on it that are decorated almost like a spider web. And when you guys are coming, they all stand up, bow to her. She bows back, and they stare at each other for what looks like a long time. And sometimes they just nod, sometimes they just smile, and they all get back to what they were doing. But three of them just start to follow, and you guys are walking inside the cave, literally almost by the position, almost going deep down, almost like when you step into the water and you feel the water just rising around you. But in this case, is you just gain the mouth of this hole in the ground. Does anyone do or say anything before I carry on?
I think Rock will just be very like silent. This is obviously like a ritual space. He's a guy who takes cultural, perspective in places. So he's just going with the motion.
The ghost just gonna take a look around to see if he recognizes anything. Like any like symbols that he might have seen or heard from beforehand, or
Thing is, symbols, most of the symbols that they are the pendant that they have on their neck is all the same, um, with a different, I would say, the cloth that covered the hair, it's mm, covering the hair on a different stage. Okay, but it's always the same symbol.
okay.
And Earth is the most uncovered one.
All right.
And this seems almost like, how you can I put it? It's almost feel like they revere her in a different way. Probably she is someone higher in the, in terms of hierarchy.
All right. I assume that she's like she's on like high, either close. She's gonna assume that she's very important. So
Mhm.
he stays silent. He just kind of looks around, just kind of like just curiously kind of taking in the sights, but he
And
stayed.
Jarvis?
Um, so we're walking into a private part of the temple. I heard I was having a little bit of a hard time hearing because of my earbud. Um, but we're going into like a more private ritual space. We've got some other people following us. They
Yes.
seem to revere this woman. Um, Jarvis is kind of doing the same thing. He's kind of scoping the place out, kind of getting a feel for the area. Um, is it all right if I were to say that Jarvis has two water skins on him, one like a regular water skin, but one that would be a salt water skin, that he would kind of is like a catch-all component pouch in a sense. And
Uh-huh.
he's going to pour a little bit of that out onto his hands and rub the salt water in, and just start kind of fiddling at the ring and um, thinking about death and about truth, and um, not necessarily keeping it to himself. He's kind of allowing that thought to begin to emanate, and he's mentally preparing himself for what might be about to come, and thinking about Rock and how important he is, um, to to their mission and to himself, and how much, as much as he might be the disagreeer, as it were, that he wants to be as nimbly minded as he can in this moment. And so he is just thinking about the truth of the moment that they are trying to face and how important it is to everyone, and that Rock has put himself in this position, but in a sense, it is all part of our destiny, and it is a benefit.
So, while you guys get enter to the cave, of course, the air around you get immediately colder, a little bit damp. You are going underground; it's quite normal, etc. And you hear this kind of the sound of running water around you, but there's none. And you hear those blick, 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 like little droplets of water on the bare wall of this cave. And the inside there is kind of straight and narrow, and they just created those steps to goes down. Suddenly became bigger, and you guys enter in a room where stalagmite and stalactite are surrounding what looks like an altar with chairs surrounded by a lot of circles of salt that are gradually getting bigger. The four Brotherhood of Whispers, um, two women, a man, and the one that she leads the party right now, Hahitha, are sitting on those chairs without ever disturbing the salt circles. Every time they gently step over it, never touch them. And they will help you, Rock, to sit on the altar in the middle.
Okay. Yeah, he'll sit on it nervously, but yeah, okay.
And Hida will also ask you to sit down on a specific spot. And you guys create almost cardinal points around him: north, south, east, west, and north. And they will be, in the middle of it. Rock, Hida will ask you to choose who is going to be the person you're looking at right now.
This will be fun. I'll turn to Garvis. This makes the most sense. You want to get the first one out of the way, right? So he just turns around and looks at Garvis.
Jarvis. And
Jarvis, sorry. I'm
yeah,
gonna do it
that's
right, I swear.
it. And she look at you look at you, Jarvis, and Jarvis, you are being the chosen contradiction. Wherever you hear that will lead him out of the path, every word that will give him a reason to doubt or believe something that you feel is not true, you are there to make sure it doesn't lost in self.
That is my bond.
Please sit down and take some of the salt of the circle in front of your feet in your hand. Who's the second person? Rock.
I'll do them in order. He'll turn in the direction of Alvida and look at her.
Captain Alvida. You choose her, remind me, as this is out of game,
Yeah,
not as the weight bearer.
I just chose her as the no, I chose her to ground me. So yeah, she's the
Yes.
weight bearer, and Miguel is the witness.
Yeah. Captain Alvida, you're the weight bearer. You are being asked to hold emotional pressure. You may speak when something is told. You can touch Rock if he needs to feel your presence. You need to say something real when the moment is called upon. You are the only one that are allowed to get into the circle while this is happening. And Alvida just nod. She is being a priestess of Ashtaria. She understands rituals better than probably everyone else
Well,
right
that
now.
was one of the reasons Rock was thinking. He's like, oh, she knows how magic works. This is probably going to be magic. So
Yeah. But it feels different than magic.
right,
It feels different than magic because at the moment, what they do is with their mind,
okay,
and there's no being any other force called upon. Magic is using energy, the energy of what is out there, the wild, the
gotcha.
living being. What they're doing is using what they have inside them.
Okay.
Anyway, uh, and you look at Miguel as last, the witness. The witness has a very important role, Miguel Sulfuro. He's not asked to simply watch, he has been asked to remember. You are, if something is distorted, if they lie to themselves, you will look at a contradictor and give them what they need to know.
He nods.
And last is going to be me, Rock. I'm going to ask you to look at me. And she is pointed south, you know.
Right, so I will turn to the south and I will look at her.
I'm going to lead this. But you need to remember that those three are your anchor. The meaningful people that have presented here today for you. And she took the box and she put it in front of her, and all of them close their eyes, and you guys all start to hear this humming sound, almost like a mantra, that seems to raise from the ground itself, not from their truth. And the salt circle are vibrating. And they stop suddenly. And Haitha looked at you, Rock, and she just said, "That's a very fractured mind."
Okay. In character, he just was be like, what do you mean? Like, I think my mind's fine.
She just smiled and, okay. I apologize to everyone. This is going to be a little bit different. Rock, this is going to be painful.
Uh,
And, I don't mean in a way that is going to be painful for your body.
he'll just like look nervously around. Okay.
Close your eyes and let us through. In all
He
of
does.
this,
Yeah.
I remind you that Carla is also here performing the ritual with the others. You didn't choose her as an anchor, but she is there with them.
He's just thinking like emotional for you, like damage that's worse than your body. He's like, just he will. I mean, he's a rational person. That's just like, for a second, he's like, oh no, it's all right. They're here to help you. So he closes his eyes.
And you feel at the beginning nothing. It's just blackness and nothing is around you. Your eyes are closed. There is the darkness. There is the sound of the vibration, the restart, and etc. And suddenly, there's nothing. And you see in those darkness almost like little spider webs glinting in around you, and you realize that they are all connected, and you start to hear whispers, words of yourself being repeated like echoes of the memory of your past, and voices that are not yours. One hand on your shoulder, And just for a brief moment, you feel it. You don't see it, you feel it. Captain Elvida, close to you.
Because he would be freaking out a little bit because he's just in this void with like so he's just like captain's here. Captain's here. It's all good. It's fine. He's like calm down a bit.
And one of a voice that is not yours, is not from your past, it's not from someone you know, but it's definitely a voice that you immediately recognize because it's Haitha voice. Ask you, why this memory is so important to you? And you guys all see this country yards with this people, all children, and they are playing, they are chatting, and they are all young and carefree. So why don't you describe what the rest of the people is seeing? This is your happiest memory.
Sure. What you're seeing is there's like an old, like sort of, you could tell it's an orphanage. It's a bit run down. It's not run down to a horrid extent. It's just kind of old, and there's like it's like just before like the high noon, so there's a lot of sunlight coming in, and they're sort of reenacting epics in the yard, right? People are playing heroes, some people are playing villains. Um, they're all kind of like taking turns, and they'll occasionally argue, but they'll then like disperse, and they'll come back together and change roles eventually. Um, it's just like a very serene moment, and then they get tired and they kind of just lay out in the grass until the matron comes out, and she just sort of calls them to dinner.
The voice of tells you those those are those are your snakes, aren't they?
That those he'll like feel like he's straining, so like you'll see his like, but they those are my, and he'll like his eyes will kind of like dart around. Friends, those are my friends. But they're all, look around. um,
There is a moment when you hear another voice. This is Captain Alvida. Everything is all right. I'm with you. Go on.
there, yes. He'll look up. He can't not acknowledge what's in front of him. So like he'll take a moment. It'll resonate with that it must be, and it must be them. But how? How can that be them? And like it just he'll like trying to like balance himself.
And you guys, the witness and the contradictor, feel this. This is not going to be pleasant, especially for him, because now the scene pivot is another moment, another day, and you see them fight, not like, children playing to each other, but arguing, accusing each other. And he says stuff that is not pleasant. They answer back and such like, and he leave. And what did they see after that? What the rest of the team is watching right now.
Okay, so it this hasn't changed about Rock. So as he's leaving the fight, he's just like, "No, I was right. I was the person who had that argument. I'm not going back there, and but I'm gonna miss dinner. I should. Fine. He starts turning around to go back to the orphanage. It's probably been like a couple of hours. He kind of puttered around in town, people, and then he just kind of like soaked in it. And he starts coming back around the corner to where to where his home is. And then he's just there's this smell in the air that he doesn't know what it is. Like it's metallic. It's like rotting meat. There's something's wrong. And so he starts running up the path. He gets over to where the stone retaining wall is, and he just looks on in horror as the building is like just ablaze and starting to like creak to its side. And he's just like you just see him like clutch himself and just start screaming. He's like, "But we could never. I was going to apologize," and he just starts like bawling up and like on the ground. At this point, Rock seeing that is going to be like almost doing the same thing. Like,
And again, you feel the arms on Alvida around you, just holding you there, doing saying nothing except being there for you. And one of your snakes, Dorin, just speak to you. You don't hear what he says, but it seems like almost like chatting with you, trying to tell you some stuff. And you remember Dorin, or whatever was his name. Maybe it was a nickname, or maybe it was his real name. You don't remember exactly right now. It was big hands, a little bit slow, always tired. Um, a Minotaur, big guy,
yeah.
not very, not very big, but round and big. He had this smell like dust and soap because taking bath was one of the things he likes it most because it's you can just chill.
Ah,
When nights were bad, where nightmare, shouting, and fear were overwhelming, the ring was there, letting you curl beside him, sleeping, and you remember. And at that point, you hear it, and in the voice that the snakes say, "Rest, let's stay awake." And sometimes you remember Doreen falling asleep first, but that was okay because at that point, someone being there mattered
right.
more
It
than
was comforting to have him just being there and being and resting. And if he was resting, then everything was fine. So, yeah.
yeah. But there was also the moment that youth, you know that when he died, sleep stopped being safe because you remember this, you learn this. If you don't wake up, nothing can be taken from you. And that where the contradictor and the witness need to say something because the truth that he learned that day, that his stillness is equal to hiding. So what do you guys say about this?
Yeah, it gives emotion to Jarvis because he was supposed to tell him when it's time to contradict.
Mm. It is hard to lose someone who you depended on. Uh, it's not easy to move on from that, but you have become stronger. You have learned to depend on yourself. Uh, every death has a purpose, Rock. You carry him and you carry them with you. And in you, they live. And in you, they become heroes.
if you stop and you give up, who's gonna remember them? If you can do this. You have many people on the ship to look up to you and depend on you. And even like back when we were the last fight, I wouldn't have been able. You protected me. You've I we I'm trying to say is we you have
Curled up.
oh sorry.
No, no, that's fine. No, this is him. He's got like curled up. He's listening to
He's
what
like
you're saying, and then
he we you're strong. You've lost a lot, but you've they're still here with you.
And there comes wine, wine.
yeah,
Vine was quiet, sometimes too quiet. A human kid, brown hair, dirt under his nail, never care about his look. Always lying on his back, staring at the ceiling like he was already somewhere else. He never complained, even during the fight that day. He didn't participate. He was just there. He didn't plan. He didn't think. It was just, and that was something that pissed you off sometimes.
he was a simple guy, and so we got along. But yeah, sometimes it would bother me. He would think to himself,
And he used to say things like, "Does any of this matter tomorrow? Really?" And sometimes he was skipping meal even when he wasn't hungry or slept through shouting, let punishment from the people of the there that happens almost like weather. It's like, oh yeah, it's raining, or oh no, yeah, dude, we are being punished. It doesn't matter. And he taught you how to check out, how to just be detached, and you learn something the day he died. If you don't care, nothing can actually hurt you, right?
"Oof, that's such a big part of Rock's personality too." And so yeah, he'll even look concerned and be like, that is how I act." And he starts like almost biting his hand, being like, is that why I'm like that?"
I'm going to motion for Jarvis.
Uh, Rock, you've taken on some of their traits. Uh, it's fine. It's time to find yourself. It's time to know that you are in control. Uh, it is okay to sometimes block things out, but now is the time to face it, to begin healing, and to grow stronger, even stronger than you already are. So we are here for you, and you can overcome the wounds that have set in so deeply. But you must begin healing now.
He'll shake his head. Right. We need to. I need to overcome this. And he'll toughen up just a little bit and be like, I have to. And he'll almost think of Alvita, which is kind of like a funny cut. He'll be like, I have to control things more. I have to control my life more.
And that's where Cheru slides leader in. Cheru's well older than you, not by
Yeah.
much, maybe a couple of years, but mattered because everyone was listening to him. He was thin, pale skin, light haired, pointy ears like a hellfire. The kind of kid who always looked like he hadn't slept enough, but he knows what he was doing. And when the fight broke out of the orphanage, when you fought, you know that he was judging. And that was almost too much. He watched counted every step, down time when adults passed the corridor, and he used to whisper plans at night, not dreams, just contingency, like the kind of person that always has one step ahead, or at least try.
Hmm.
He used to
Yeah.
say things like, don't cry now, cry later. Later is safe. He taught you how to hide things properly, how to lie without blinking, how to wait. Last things he gave it to you was an advice that you didn't ask for. Last thing he said to you was never say sorry. And what you learn from him is that if you stay calm, you survive. But you know that what killed him didn't came with calm. It was a firing rage. Guys,
I I motion for Jarvis again.
Um, uh, this is it's all very heavy, Rock. Losing so many that you care for, and so many who cared for you. Um, it is good to know these things. It is good to know how to survive. But again, you must unlearn what you have learned. You must know when to use these abilities and know how to let others in. Uh, those those of us who care for you. Do not allow these lessons that you've learned to fully taint you away from your humanity. Uh, they will protect you when you need them, but you must be in control.
And oh, man, so at that point he'll be like, "You're right." Like he'll like look up and goes, "I do tend to treat other people just as strategic pieces, and it's not what I mean to do, but it's part of who I am, I guess." And he'll look like kind of sad, but he'll be like, "But I don't have to." Like looks like straight up like into like the darkness, kind of be like, "I don't have to be like that."
Mm.
and the moment you say this, you feel warm and you feel the laugh of Wagner. Because Wagner was impossible to silence. Wagner was joy without filters. Yellow scarf, some missing tooth. I laughed the echo through down the corridor. I got everyone in trouble. He sometimes beat people. That's why your snakes does it. It didn't do it hard. It was just, just enough to shock someone and laughed about it and just as a prank and ran away. And he turned punishment into performances, mocked authority, made pain funny. And adults yelled, Wagner bowed, and he was like, thank you, I'll be here all week.
That it sort of hits Rock, goes, "Oh, that explains quite a bit." And he'll just like look around, be like, "Yeah, I guess he'll just always be there." And he just
and
looks.
in youth, it taught you how to kind of weaponize humor, like how to laugh before the word could. When he died, you realize something. His laugh stopped too abruptly. The lesson that remained was kind of cruel and effective. If you joke first, they can hurt you. They can't hurt you. You are the one that does it. Because silence came with loss. And that
Well,
Miguel, is a moment where your role as witness is also to remembering things that Rock did that make you feel like, yeah, this is it. This is the reason.
Mm.
So please, guys.
Emotion again. And no, this is out of character. Am I allowed to say something?
Yeah, no, no, absolutely. You can always intervene. No, sorry,
Oh,
witness is not just, standing there and watch. As I said, you're supposed to say things because you witnesses him as a person.
yeah,
You
yeah.
you record what you have seen and you are just talking about it. And Jarvis will contradict when
Okay.
something is wrong.
Yes, that's what I all right. Just making sure I was allowed to say something.
Absolutely, you are.
All right. It's like that makes a lot of sense. No, this is for as long as I've known you, you've definitely put up a witty joke, as I said, blunt, very blunt, very blunt, dry humor. But it's it's, uh it's okay to feel sadness. It's okay to the world's it's sometimes you it's okay to hurt and even laughing before closing yourself off, laughing before you before that happens. It's he tries to find the right words. Take a second before continuing.
Mhm.
Uh, how do I say this? Even if you laugh it off, the hurt is still there, and it's okay to cry. Bad things happen. And it's okay. Things are going to things get shitty. Things horrible, terrible things happen, but you don't have to always you can be true to yourself on your feelings. You can you have people here. You 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 have family here on this ship. I'm not sure if I'm have a right to say that, but just know there's a lot of people here. Even if you feel like you're down on yourself and you have to laugh it off, but just know that if people are here to help you and listen and laugh alongside with you.
He'll think for a moment and he goes, I suppose I could be more open. I suppose I don't have to feel like it's all a joke. I know, just look off into the distance again.
Why you, no? Why always you need to do things? Why always, and C or Che, as you prefer to pronounce it,
Yeah.
come into the light. She was a sharp eye, always noticing everything. A slender, girl with turquoise beads braided into her hair, fingers always fidgeting and doing things. So she always noticed who got a little bit extra food, who was to be taken aside, who got punished unfairly, and she hated it all. Not openly, just quietly. She's whisper comparison late at night, like, why him? Hey, did you see that? Do you think that we are stupid? That we don't know? She taught you how to look twice at kindness sometimes, to count favors, to assume imbalance more than be open. And when she died, you didn't admit it to yourself, but you know it was unfair. So her memory hardened into vigilance. If someone has a more than you, because they took it, not because they deserve it. And trust became dangerous, and envy became your armor.
A motion for Jarvis again.
Um, uh, it is tough to watch this rock, to watch a child who lost their friends so young, uh, when you had so little to begin with, as an orphan. You built up calluses in this way. You've used your humor. You've used your uh, judgment to create a box for yourself, and you have had to carry that for so long. Your your snakes always whispering in your ear, looking out for you, of course, but causing you to guard yourself against life, against growth, against uh, having deeper, more meaningful relationships. Maybe I I understand this too well. I lived this life myself. I did not I did not lose those. I I had to live with them. Siblings who hated me and, and tried to trick me into doing similar things to what you've tricked yourself into. So I don't understand it exactly, but I can see your need to heal just as much as I have my own. We are not so unlike. Know that in time, if you focus on these things, you'll begin to see the truth and the light and, and the breath of it will conquer these misconceptions that you have.
As he says that, Rock doesn't say anything at first, but he starts thinking about all the times like when Miguel was with his family and he's on the boat and he's like kind of like almost like a vampire, like crawling in the corner, and like any of the times when people went for a hug and he's just like, okay, I'm in a hug, great, and like he just goes, I think I think I did want that. I think I was just afraid, and he'll like look off again.
I'm,
And when you do so, you feel the hug, the bear hug that Halvida is giving you right now, just squeezing a little bit more, and the soft, warm sensation of a gentle kiss on your forehead. But parts of you react. Wraith, 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 coming to the light. Wraith was all teeth and scar and noise. Uh, the smallest kid in the orphanage. As a small girl with orc blooded to school, or maybe half something. You never knew. With a big tooth coming out from her lips, the other one most of the time was broken. Always bruised, always grinning, like in pain. and always thinking that everything was a joke in terms of she can beat it. She swore constantly, not creatively, just loudly, you know? And it was a challenge to the wars, like, try me. I can beat you, you know? Afraid for everyone. Didn't matter. Older kids, the guards, drunks outside the orphanage fence that she was calling just to have a fight, just to feel something. And she lost most of those fights. She was beaten, she was hangry all the time. And when the things got bad, really bad, Brit always stepped forward without thinking. Like, behind me, she shouted, I got this. But she didn't. And when the night she died, like with everyone else, you know that she was bleeding before the danger reached the others. Because that was what started the fight. A fight between you and her. And you were holding the knife that day. And you learn this, that someone must suffer. Make it loud. And make sure you strike first.
He'll like is in his vision. Is he like seeing the objects? Like when you say like you're holding the knife and he just looks, he like looks down and he just sees like a metaphorical knife, or no?
It's not technically in your hand,
Okay,
but but you feel it.
okay. So he'll like just twist his hand slightly. I really respected her anger though. She had a she was real good at it. It's like it turned. Oh, still, he just like thinks about it some more.
She she had a desire to protect. She had a desire to be the face, the one who always put themselves in harm's way, in in a line of fire, always rushing into getting the job done. This is a bit how you are. You want to be a leader. You want to be a protector. And those are noble qualities. But your ass whooped is not always the thing that is going to solve the problem, but make it greater. Learn from her. Know that these deaths are teaching you a lesson now uh, to temper yourself. There are times of rage, of course, when the when your back is against the wall, but find ways to not get there in the first place. Find ways to calm the moment, bring down the temperature, and and fix the problem with your sharp mind, Rock, with um, your kindness, with your compassion, with your strength, with your vigor. Uh, your fists can only hit so hard, but uh, all everything else that about you can hit so much harder and can stop a fight before it begins.
I don't let the anger control you, but you do have a definitely your skills for leading and your wantingness to protect others. Even this entire mess where you decided to put yourselves in harm's way of this curse before, so I didn't have to. When those are great qualities, but remember, it's temperance. Try to too much fire. Fire is good. Gives warmth, but also can burn.
At this point, like Rock will think about it. It's like there were moments where I didn't have to be as cruel as I was. I should learn something from that.
You
So
don't feel any other voice for now. And that's the weird things. They are there, but they are now all speak with your voice. It's like their voice is not gone, it's just softened and changed into something that is you and not just a fracture of a memory. You just gave those memory an ending, something, a purpose, something that will finally help you to remember them fully. Captain Elvida, as your weight bearer, is trying to, with all her emotion and might and affection, just to make you feel safe right now.
Because yeah, he probably feels like lonely as hell. Like as a character, he probably is like, but he understands the situation and he understands that he's incorporated them into himself, but he's also still probably feeling very lonely.
And you don't, you didn't have plan for this. You didn't,
Right, right.
you didn't come here today to do such things. And it's a lot. And there's a long moment of quietness where the only thing you feel is the presence of the people around you, warm, kind, understanding. You linger in this, but there is a moment that pivot, because the moment you see the light, the darkness is just harder, and you see yourself. You needed money, you were starving, you were in the street, a husk of yourself. You were so thin that you can start to count the bones of your on your face. And
He
that
probably
day,
has like a look of like almost horror because you're seeing this from that perspective. Oh, it's horrible.
you have lost everything. You have lost your friends. You have lost the only place that you were calling home. The only place that it was, you know, your future. And then suddenly you saw a tall man putting a gentle hand on your shoulder and giving you a few coins. And you know what you did that day. And you know that she is watching right now. So before I continue with the memory, what her rock reaction?
First, he'll like obviously he'll start to like panic a little bit because he didn't know that this was gonna happen. So he'll be like, "Oh, but I was starving. I needed to live. I just I couldn't." And he goes, part of that vision before was like him telling he's sorry and all this thing. So he's just like, I I'm sorry. I needed to live. I needed to move on. I, I dropped off the package.
Yeah. And the scene unfold, and you run to this officer in uniform and etc. Fredicarian high status, and you just deliver a package, and you knew something was wrong, but you needed to leave. You wanted food. You didn't want anything else. What harms can come from just delivering just a package? And for a brief moment, there is a piece of your memory that you almost forgot. A young child, a girl, watching you from behind the door. When the officer disappears, the door swing open, and you see her with a red, with a red and pink, nice dress, puffy little chick, jet black hair, and you realize that was Carla 25 years ago. And when she realized what's going on, the real Carla in the real world is frozen. And there is a horror in her eyes because she knows exactly what is that. And you for a moment thought, I will not die here. I just need to survive. But the day after seeing the newspaper, the piece of news that you keep holding on yourself, you fled as far as you could, right?
As far as the money could take me, yeah.
And for the people in the room, you just see Carla's face just like a statue, not even breathing, while one single blood tear comes down on the side of her face. Her teeth serrated so harshly that you can almost feel it grinding.
It-
And
okay.
please,
So he doesn't know that. Well, no, he knows that it's projected. He, I was wrong. Not only was I wrong, I think I was jealous. I was there was something in my mind just being just where I was, and then just people being there in their gowns and their fineries and eating great. I had to do it. I had to drop it off. I had to live. And not to to push a point too hard. It had a meaning. It brought us together. It brought everyone together. We're going to see this through.
Carla, don't even look at you. She stand up. She look to Aishita. The two of them exchange a nod, and she just leave. They leave the room. You you don't feel a wrath right now, just a cold rejection that is almost feel worst. Alvida squeezed tight, and you guys need to intervene.
Rock, you have to remember you were in the lowest place, and that tall man knew that.
I
I
still
can
knew.
see that.
I knew something was wrong. I shouldn't have. I should have just.
Of course you did because you are smart. But your stomach will override your brain in such a situation. You were as weak physically as you could be. You had just lost your entire world. You were unable to deal with the emotion of that, much less the emotion of leaving your friends in anger and never being able to say goodbye to them. And then to be hungry and alone on the street. That man had to use you. That man was looking for exactly you. You were the one who would be used most easily because you were smart enough to do the job and hungry enough to ignore the consequences.
You just see
Or
like
you,
Rock's fist is like balling up. He's like, how dare. Now that he's gaining like a less calculated mindset, how dare he treat a child like that?
exactly.
He's like,
That
his fist is like
that
getting tight.
person had no concern for any human life, not yours, not hers, and not the senator's. And all the people who had to suffer because he he was not able to finish his work so that a few people could put more coins in their pockets. And he would use a child in the most desperate state to do it. Yes, sure, you knew something was wrong, but your life was so shattered. How could you see one broken piece of glass beyond all the others? Carla understands that. Carla is not looking for you. She's looking for them. She's looking for the owner of that box. Because that is who has brought this upon her, has brought this upon all of us. You're right. His death has caused something. Had he not died, maybe these things would have been found more easily. Maybe these things would have been found in secret, and who knows what they could have done. But now we are here, able to fight against them, able to know who they are and stand. And now
I
you can use all the things that you've learned from your friends from the last 25 years to be a dagger in their hearts.
not sure how I could come up from that speech, but you were a child. You were hungry, you lost everything, and a very, very bad person manipulated you and took advantage of you, or took advantage of your situation. You you are sitting there starving to death after losing every single thing you've known and loved.
Come on, Michelle McGonigal. Come on. Recorded by Jeremy Wesley, the media staff, Los Angeles. Production and sound design by Michelle McGonigal.
Guys, I don't know what's
Masters by
going on.
Somebody has their mic.
Okay, thank you. Sorry for the
Sorry.
interruption, Miguel. Please carry on.
Oh yeah. All right. So you yeah, you did something to get something to eat, and people were hurt, but at the end of the day, you needed to don't like how do I put this? Yes, you played a role. You were a child. You were not, even if you knew that something was wrong, you needed to do what you needed to do to survive. And the fact that I know you, and I know that at least from the times that I have, I mean, before times that I've interacted with you, and when you're talking to when you're talking, at least hinted at. Not really before I didn't know the whole story, but you seem to hold on to guilt of the situation. The people behind who had you who took advantage of your starving child, they would not. And at the very least, you can at least you are here trying to make things right. So yes, use your shitty thing. A lot of shitty things have happened to you and to many others, but you know what? You know that fire, that anger we were talking about earlier about pointing it towards like using it fire. You can point it, use that anger and point it towards the real people behind it. It's how do I say it's okay to accept the fact that you did some wrong, but it's okay to it, I know you can't say that it is not your fault, but understand that a starving child, if I was in that same situation, if my children if my children were in a situation where it's them, us, and I had to do something very terrible to make sure they survive, I would do it. And you were in a very similar situation and I can't tell you to accept the fact that that happened, but accept the fact that you're not a bad just because you do bad things does not make you a bad person. Does that I hope that make I'm bad at this. And I think I'm not gonna do performances. Oh go. I'm bad at these words. But
Okay. If you wanna roll, um, please. But I think you guys have done a very good job with all the role playing bits and etc. So I will take it a little bit from here for now. The the box that is where you came for at the beginning. That was your original purpose, right? And yet you never even touch it. Miguel, you were still having the box because it's been given to you as the witness in your lap. And and that's the moment when Aitha just asks you to step and put the box in Rock hand.
do so very gently.
And the box shows up uh, not just in your hand physically, but also in your mind, Rock. And Aitha asks you, your snakes, your friends, they've always been part of you. They've always been your power since the beginning. You didn't acknowledge their loss, but they were there all the time with you. Now it's time to use this power. Let them open the box. With your mind, not with your hand. So I need from you, Brian, to tell me how you're going to proceed this. Consider your snakes almost like psionic powers,
Right. Okay.
and each one of them, of course, based on personality and etc.,
Yeah.
can do different things. But of course, I will ask you to roll some dice.
Okay. So it's funny. A couple of them probably like Doran's just like, I'm not gonna get involved, and then like Wyatt's like considering, you know what I mean? Like there's this thing. Wrath looks like it's just gonna go and just like mentally like rip the lid right off of it, and then Saru like, is there like a lock or a mechanism to that?
There
Like
is if I remember, there is like a sealed wax symbol on the side. That's what keep it close.
okay. Um, Wrath, oh, sorry, Wraith and Asira will look at each other for a moment, and then Asira will go up close and like stick its tongue out and like start like fiddling with like the little lock mechanism. Like his like tongue is doing this like and it's just like a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left, and he's trying it. You could tell that its tongue is sort of like, it's not its tongue, it's like this weird stream of magic kind of coming out of its mouth, and he's just like fiddling with the lock, and Wrath is kind of just there being like, option B, like he's just kind of like, she's waiting on the side like, all right, if this doesn't work,
Okay.
I'm gonna crack this open.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. So, Seru,
Yeah.
your calculated outcome will give you this. His power is the following things. You could treat one of your die as his result is always roll a 4,
Okay,
no less.
gotcha.
This is before the explosion.
Okay.
So whatever you're rolling, you can keep that 4 for sure. So now I'm asking you to roll the cold mind of Seru,
Okay,
and we treat it as a skill.
makes sense.
So I would put 1 dot on it. So you keep the highest, the lowest, and if there is a 6, explode.
All right.
You know that one of your die will result as a 4, no matter what you're rolling. So if you roll, all 3s or 2s and etc., one of them will be a 4 for sure. And you can decide to keep it or not.
Okay.
Also, we need to decide it together what trait we are using as a base for this skill between your wisdom or your presence, because your snakes are part of your persona or your charisma. So which one of those traits, for your point of view as a player, represent your power?
Okay. I feel like that's gonna be okay. And then do that. We're gonna go with presence for
Okay.
this. It's like I know that I can open this. Like he's got this. You know what I mean? It's in his mindset. I just
Mm-hmm.
have to tinker with it. I am stronger than whatever this is. You know. All right. So how would I roll this? Like it would roll as a regular skill check on it.
Regular skill check is going to be your presence plus 1 dot for called Cheru the Cold Mine. And you will roll it, and as I say, highest, lowest. If there is a 6, explode. But Cheru will give you these things that one of them is a 4, no matter what.
Okay. Gotcha.
You can decide to keep that 4 or not, but you know that you rolled that 4. So you can take one of the dice, put a 4 on the table, and that's it.
Okay. And is this a critical token moment or no? Just if you say it's no, then it's no.
You know what? Considering what your players gave it, told you, you can some of you can lend him a critical token. Yes.
If I had one,
I
I would have already given it to you.
I have
Sorry.
one. You can have it.
Oh, okay.
So Miguel gave you a critical token. So you keep 2 dice. So you roll an extra one, and you can keep 2.
Okay, so that's gonna be 5 dice, keep two, uh,
The 2 highest
two highest, yeah.
at this point, because the critical token just push your skills up, right?
All right. Yeah. Okay. So 5 dice. All right. So I have a 6 and a 5, so that's good. And then can 6 explode or no?
Yes, they do.
Cool. So six can
Actually, 2 of them can explode because one is from your basic skill and one from your critical token. So
okay. Well, I only got a 6 and a 5, so I only have the one exploding probably. Unless
yeah,
it
but
rolls
I
another
mean,
six.
if you roll it another 6, he can
Yeah, yeah,
explode.
yeah, yeah. Gotcha. All right, so already 11, and then 4, 15. That's pretty good. Do I get my bonus for my statistic?
Yes, absolutely.
All right, cool. 18.
18. Very good. You feel that Cheru coils around the box and with his beefy thongs started to test the box and etc. And you feel like this click because the box detach itself from the surface, and at that point you can open it. But before you do it, you feel see reading something like an imbalance. The watchful eyes that was always envy of everyone else is now more perceiving. So before you actually open it, because this is open, you now need to just leave the lead, lift the lead.
Yeah.
What the watchful eyes of seeing as able to, to understand.
Okay. So am I presenting my case or
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Yeah.
I feel like okay. So I have as I slowly open the lid, I start thinking about this is gonna be so weird from his perspective. Lady Verace, what she's gone through, what we've gone through, and all that stuff leading up to it. And I go, I'm not removing the curse. I simply want it to go to someone who I feel is a worse in balance in the world.
Mhm. I need another roll from you.
Okay, that's fair.
And this, you need to tell me
Yes.
which one of your snake will help you on the matter.
Let's see. No, this makes sense. Just give me like 2 seconds.
Absolutely, absolutely. Any suggestion can be helpful right here. Because you already used Seru to
Yeah,
open.
right, right, yeah, right. And Wrath doesn't make sense for this moment. Um,
I mean, you unleashing a curse against someone, so if you want, wrath can be can be.
all right. I know how this goes. So Seru opens the box. Wrath sees that they didn't get to do anything. They didn't get to break the box open. Wrath kind of like intercedes and goes, "No, I will. Me, I got this." It goes like, and so okay, so it's Wrath.
Okay, so same. Unless someone else give you another critical token, I don't think you have it. But if you have it, is the moment to give it again. You can
Like I
roll
said,
again.
I don't have a critical token, but is there a chance that I could do something else in this moment?
Absolutely.
So I know that you had mentioned that the the creature who uh who does the curse, who can't think of the words I want to use. I apologize. Who
Okay.
carries it out
Yeah.
is unable to cross the ocean. They
Hmm.
cannot. They can't. They're weak to the ocean, to the water. And so I was wondering if I could, in this moment, we have the circle of salt, could I create a circle of water to flow, not not breaking the salt, but to help enhance it, to be moving around in that same kind of a circle to weaken that creature's power because of the salt water, um, enhancing that
Can
protective shield.
I
can I have
remember.
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, just a reminder. As I say, guys, I describe you the fact that you feel the water around you, the the gentle droplets, uh,
Hmm.
coming.
Okay.
So there is water here. You just need to call upon it. So
Hmm.
yes, you can. But before you proceed, Brian wanted to say something.
When I if I sense what's going on, it's just like my brain just goes the fact that she is like a deity of wrath. So this is totally correct, I feel, if that's what he's thinking of doing. So that'll be fun.
Hmm.
Go ahead, proceed.
Okay,
Hmm. Hmm.
before you proceed, one last thing. Miguel, do you want to interfere in any way?
Miguel is unsure of how to help.
Okay. You already gave the critical token, so that was already something. So I was
Um,
just giving you
yeah,
an opportunity in case, I didn't want you to feel
left
mm,
out.
left
All
out.
right. Yeah, I don't think I am unsure if there's anything of his skill set that could help. Could look over my character sheet again.
Okay. In the meantime, Jarvis, can you roll me that spell, please?
Hmm. Give me 1 second. I gotta pull up my dice roller. So
Mhm.
I am rolling 3d6 and adding one from wisdom and taking the highest and the lowest, and the six doesn't explode.
Oh, because you don't have the
Yeah. So
okay,
I'm using tidal flow because I don't want to use
tidal
anything
flow.
that would be destructive. I want to use something that would be, but I also don't want to use the other one that is rippling touch because that's not big enough. It's kind of like I'm trying to find that one that's in the middle.
Fair enough.
So,
You try just to summon the tidal flow amount of water without
hmm
the effect of pushing everything down. But please,
hmm hmm hmm
um, so you know that your
a,
eight is your target number. I remind you, you
yes.
get a +2 um, between your arcane tome and your spell focus,
Oh, yes, yes. Thank you for reminding me of that.
uh, and you got
So
also your wisdom modifier, so a +3 on your roll.
thank goodness because I rolled a five and a one. That's a six. So plus three is a nine, which beats the eight.
Yep, it is a
And
success.
so from the area around us, from my own saltwater water pitcher, you just see this flow of water, kind of like almost like like smoke, kind of just passing around that same salt circle, um, and kind of moving towards rock to just ward off and weaken that spirit that would be tied to the box.
Now, last roll for this whole mm, trial. Brian,
Yes.
roll. Wraith. Wraith need to focus air hanger,
Right.
and you need to treat it as a spell.
Yep. Let's see. I notice. Oh man. All right. Focusing our anger, but I have to pick a stat that makes sense, and I don't think
No,
present.
it's still going to be your presence.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if I had to switch it out. All
No, no,
right.
no. You don't need to switch it. Now that you've chosen, every time you're going to use your presence to roll.
So this is gonna be funny because it's the only way I can picture it. Um, she like the snake juts out and tries to like pretty much like head like glows and tries to like headbutt the box, and then like if nothing happens, it'll try to like wrap around it like it's like trying to like just like constrict it.
Mhm, mhm.
That's what it looks like. Let's see. That's gonna be the same 5 dice. I don't get to keep. Do I get to keep the four or no? That was
No,
Saru's
that
thing.
that was the serum
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. All right.
power. When you using Wrath, she gave you a +2 technically on damage on your first successful hit. This is different thing, but I will give you that +2 on this roll.
Okay. So this dice plus the presence bonus plus two. Okay. All right. So I'm probably gonna need that +2. Let's see.
If you got a dot on it, if you decide to put a dot on this, is the highest and the lowest. If there is a 6 explode. If you decide not to put a dot on this, is only the highest and the lowest.
Well, if I put a dot on this particular skill,
Yeah.
which I probably would have done. So it
Okay.
would only be so it's still the highest and lowest though if I did the
The
dot.
highest, the lowest, but the 6 explode.
Hmm. Okay. Well, so I'll add the 1 and 4 that I have here,
Okay.
and then I'll add my presence bonus, which is 3. So that'll be 8 plus 2, 10.
10. Okay. Guys, everyone hear it. As soon as the box is being strike, the lid is lift open, there is a screeching sound followed by clopping. And you all hear it. 4 horses, no, emitting this kind of sound and is between the hee and like a hiss, while you feel this entity kind of circumnavigating the place, not striking but coming. You all see the witches calling upon their power, and there is a light activating the circle of salt, almost like barriers, at different time in different order. Your water circle, uh, Jarvis lowered the requirement to this roll, and thanks to that, your roll
Oh,
was a
Jesus
success.
Christ. I was like, and then a bunch of people get murdered by it, by this thing as it comes in.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Rock. I knew that was
What was the level difference between? All right, well, we'll find that out later. Okay, and there was enough.
From a 15 to a 10
So it was on the dot as Rock does
on the
it.
wow.
dot,
Wow.
And
literally on the dot.
You're
just like Rock does,
you're
yo.
all welcome.
There's
If
Jarvis that there.
1 point away from obliteration.
so, the chariots arrive, but instead of hunting you, you feel it is just inspecting, searching,
I'm not.
waiting for its prey.
I'm doing the thing where I'm not moving very much, and I'm just letting him roam around.
You don't see it immediately because it's just sound of the clopping and etc. But you know that they are there. And suddenly you you started to notice silhouette, this very rich coach. Then is has golden leaf decor and etc. With the door slightly ajar, no driver, and those four black unicorn that dragging it, their horn broken, and from it, if this ichor that is just dropping down their side, leaving this splorch of droplets around, almost like their essence, their life is just being left behind. And there is this shadow, there like flame, the moving close to the chariot. Uh, the chariot stop just around the circle, the first circle of salt, just there, and the door swing open, try to lure you in. And that's the moment where you feel like you need to stand up and go. You need to stand in. I'm going to give you a wisdom check with advantage. And let me explain why. Because right now, with all our power, with all our might, with all our affection, Alvida is holding you down. You feel her voice trying to tell you, you stay right with me. Don't even think about moving. I'm going to wipe your ass with my stuff if you leave me. I'm going to ask you wisdom saving throw. Then it will work like that. You roll all your wisdom, you keep all your dice, and you add another dice on top of it. That is your advantage.
Okay, so 4 dice,
No,
and
no exploding sixes.
right, so 4 dice, and then my bonus modifier.
Yes.
Okay.
Is there a moment where anyone else can react to this as well?
Yes.
Is there a way that I can I have an ability
Mhm.
called what is it? Not moment of clarity. No, was it? No, Voice of Clarity. I know it's supposed to give can I try to do a song or a performance to try to keep him that we've sang before together and try to keep him grounded?
Yeah, absolutely. Roll me a performance roll, and I had that bonus. In the
Yep.
meantime, Jarvis, you were trying to do something?
Yeah, I as a as a uh, my my trait, I can't remember my profession, where I interpose myself between someone else and danger.
That
I'm
is
going to
danger.
jump up and being careful not to disturb the salt. I'm going to jump up and interpose myself between Rock and the figure that's getting out, right?
Excuse me.
Or is it
Yeah,
just
there's
do
yeah.
I not see the figure?
No, you don't see, I mean, you all see the chariot, yes, but there's no figure
Mm-hmm,
out. It's just the
mm-hmm,
door, the chariot won't open, and
mm-hmm,
you
mm-hmm,
are is luring him inside. That's the problem.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Um, but that 14, Miguel,
Yes.
became an extra +1 on a rock roll.
Miguel
So
starts. Oh, sorry, I'll
oh,
let you
sorry.
finish.
Go. No, you don't.
Miguel starts like humming the song, the beat, the song that we sang on the ship, a couple of days, a week ago, and
Weeks
a
ago. Yeah.
couple of weeks ago, and he starts doing the beat that Rock was helping out with the last time. hoping that he'll stay grounded and maybe even continue the song with him. Because
Hmm. No, it sounds good. Jarvis, what you are putting yourself.
I'm I'm getting in between the two of them, but I'm actually going to be using calm emotion, but I'm not directing it toward Rock. I'm directing it toward the creature,
Okay.
That's a
and
high
I'm trying to.
difficulty. I'm picturing that difficulty.
I
You
am
just
just
trying, just telling you, I know that calm emotion is your one of the spell
my
you
go-to.
always feel like I'm doing to do this. You are trying to convince a creature made of magic to bow to your own magic.
Not
I'm not
so
going to
much.
say it's not going to work, but your
Uh-huh.
soothing wave, your calm emotion spell,
Hmm.
it has now a higher difficulty.
Okay.
Please roll it.
Um, and I'm mostly hoping that I can again lower the difficulty for Rock, but
Yeah.
maybe even gain the creature's um, you know, whatever. So I rolled I rolled 5 dice.
Uh,
I got 2 6s.
Okay.
So I'm gonna explode one of those, and that's a 2. So that is 14, and then I'm adding on another 3.
Yes.
So that is 17. Now that's not super high, but my TN is 10. I don't know what you're making it go up to, but
I was making up to go to 15. And with two extra, you
this is so wrong.
you just you're not calming things
Mhm,
that doesn't have emotion. This thing is not angry. It's just is a hunter. It just go
mhm,
from one soul to another. It doesn't hunt for pleasure. It's his role. And right
mhm,
now, you're not calming it down. You are kind of distracting it.
mhm.
And
Exactly.
the door that swung open to lure you in just slowly start to close. But what was that roll?
All right.
Roll?
So we
Because
were
we
going
are
to go
going
with.
to get to the bottom of this.
Okay, so the wisdom roll would have been 3 dice, right?
Yeah.
It's just wisdom, and then oh man, all the bonuses. I get the wisdom modifier, and then I'll roll the roll base roll first.
Yes. And plus you have an extra roll dice on top of it.
All right, fourth die. Ugh. All right. Let's hope for the best here. Uh, okay. So 6 died, 10, 11. 11 plus my bonuses.
Yeah. What's your bonus?
Well, my wisdom bonus is +1, and then you said I had another bonus, or no? So that'd be 12.
Yeah, you roll 4 dice instead of three, right?
Right, yeah, I did that.
Yeah. So that was your bonus.
Okay,
That was the advantage.
12.
So it's 12. It's a 12. You stand up.
Yep, that's fine.
You stand up and you do a step and you Alvita is holding you, etc. And he's not holding your body. Remind you this. This is happening in your mind, guys. This
Gotcha.
is your soul. And you step forward, and it doesn't matter how strong she's holding you, you're dragging her with her, and you step another step, and you get to the first circle of salt. And you are almost going to step forward, and part of your one of your snakes
Yep.
remind you this. You are dragging her with you.
Okay, I'm trying to think of. Yeah,
Which
he
snake?
starts gritting his teeth and no, and he's like trying to like push himself back.
Let me ask you this: which snake has told you this?
That's what I'm just thinking about. Let's see. Wouldn't care. Wouldn't care. I'm just thinking. Oh man, that would be kind of interesting. Um,
Because I have an answer for you if you don't mind.
I feel like it's the one that you wouldn't expect. So like you feel like Doran who never says anything, just like opens his eye and goes, "This is wrong. She's coming with you. Don't do this." And like that's who I feel like would step in.
And Wrath had to it. If you need to step forward, do it for defend. And Seru calculating, if you slow down a bit, maybe you can resist more. And you start to feel all your snakes, each one of them is they're trying to give you a, a reason, a possibility, an extra things that will allow you to stop what you're doing. I'm going to allow you a second roll, and this will be you need to it's like three at least 2 out of 3. This is the best I can offer you for this situation right now. Only 3 dice this time.
Okay. And save stat, right? Wisdom.
Mhm.
Save stat wisdom.
Same
Okay.
wisdom. Yeah.
I just like the idea of Doran just being like gets up just from his nap and just like don't do this. And he's just like just slow down. Don't do this. All right, so he rolls it. Okay. And so that's 9, 10, 11.
Plus your wisdom modifier,
Oh yeah, sorry. Wisdom modifier is
another 12.
12. Yeah.
Another 12. 12 and 12. Okay, great.
Yeah, 12.
You step forward. You do another step and you go over the first barrier salt and you're almost putting your foot down and you jolt back. You feel your body tense and you force and you almost like your own snakes pulling you back. And uh, the voice of Alvida in your head keep telling you, no, don't, stay with me, Rock, stay with me. Became more important by the seconds. The door closed. The four horses, the four unicorn hiss and clop and thrash around and etc. until they break the barrier and jump into the box.
I feel like Rock at this point would collapse to the ground, feel just exhausted from struggling. Just it collapses.
And you collapse in your mind and you collapse in the real world. And all the people around open their eyes. The ritual end.
Uh, Rock can not like I'm just picturing him like he feels like absolute shit. Like he just looks up, his eye like barely opens. He's just like, "Oh, thank you, Alvida." It's
I'm
gonna
gonna try
collapse.
to catch him.
He's already like on the ground from the.
I pick him up
You
then. Over with like one arm over like put his like hand arm over my shoulder. Help him stand up.
Either just put her hands, cup your face, look at you. And you are a fucking lucky man. Just give you a little pat. And she just realized how close the two of you are for a second. And she just blush, just leave you, and just leave.
Hey, that's no way to treat a damaged guy. Just falls over.
And you guys are slowly escorted out. You guys come gently out of the cave. And you guys are also seeing Carla right there.
Oh man, if I just kind of, as I'm leaving, I'm like, if there's something you're gonna just do it. If it's something you need to do, I mean, he just like well, that's the only. He's resigned to the fact that like she already knows, and he's gonna try and help her any way he can, but he's just gonna come out like, if you need to say something, just say it.
She look at you straight in the eyes. You you feel rage kept down,
I
and she just goes, "Is the curse in the box?"
yes,
The person that is going to receive the box is going to die.
yes, that's correct.
So that's it. That's all I wanted. Thank you. And
I
she,
would literally, if she wants to hold it, I'll be like, here you go. That's the thing was it was her affecting me mostly, so it's like, here you go. I will trust her with the box. I'll be like, here.
she, she just take it, but almost like, and she at a point open it because the curse now is not directed to who open the box, but to the person that the person that is going to receive the box. It's
Right,
like,
you gotcha.
and inside there's nothing major. There's nothing, like grandiose or anything. It's a ledger, ledger of numbers, names, and when Carla just brushed through it, she just started to cry her heart out, desperately screaming at the sky because in that ledger there are all the proof, all the names, everyone that ever gained vantage of her father's death and her husband murder. And that little just few pages, letter, uh, uh, envelope, and etc. For many people will be nothing. For her, has the weight of the world been just lifted from her shoulder. You guys all seeing her just unraveling in her own tears and etc. While finally, after all those years, all this effort, she will be, you know, she will have justice more than vengeance. Justice.
Jarvis is gonna walk over to her, and I assume she's probably on her knees. Maybe
Mhm.
he's gonna kneel down beside her and put his hand on her shoulder, and they get to rest now. They get to be at peace, and the ones in this book don't. Even though I believe that we have cleared the debt that we had, I think that we have forged a friendship. I, and I hope that we can stand beside you uh, in the days and weeks to come.
She doesn't allow
Hope
you
you
to
realize
finish.
this.
She
No.
doesn't allow you to finish. She just literally
Mhm.
grabs you and pulled you in, and she just cry on in the space between your neck and your shoulders, just sobbing and etc.
I'm
And
He hugs her back. He just shuts up.
I have rock on one of my arms, like since I was holding you up. I give you a look. I look back. I know when a group hug's ready, but it's time for a group hug. I rest and
He does.
you get to,
He does the thing. He
you
goes,
don't get a choice.
I guess I'm learning to be more accepting, right? And it's just this,
and
Jarvis reaches
Alvina
up.
just joined
Jarvis reaches.
at this point.
Jarvis reaches
Alvina,
up to you guys, um, and just whispers, "We did it. We did it together.
and
We overcame death and the curses of the most powerful."
Alvida just joined the hag, and this very quiet moment, very personal moment, in the middle of a field, in this surrounded by witches of Obolowa, and you don't feel like there's anyone else. All the world is looking right at you just now, and is so intimate, so powerful. And so Carla just say one thing, that it makes sense. Every death has a purpose. Every moment led to this. She keeps sobbing, so her words are broken. But finally, after all these years, the motto of the Sister of Darkness, her coven, that she left behind, are now have much more sense. They are such an important bit that she cannot stop repeating them. And on this very touching moment, we are close the session for tonight. But guys, that they are going to turn back to the ship with a new purpose in mind.